For those who followed me way back last year, then you know that this LP was coming. Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 2. Hard mode is designed for players seeking a greater challenge. Enemies deal more damage and battles are more difficult on hard mode. The story and quests are identical to normal mode. Summer vacation's so close I can taste it. I'm out that door as soon as the teacher stops talking. Summer homework. Keep a journal. That's not too bad. But I write my name on my notebook before I forget. And it is Ultimate. Oh, no. And my name used to be Lasso, but now it is You Clayton, aka Ultimate Clayton. Don't get me wrong, I'm not crazy about homework, just it could be worse. And I can already guess what my first entry is going to be. Summer vacation day 1. Aren't chewed me out. Grounded for a week. Maybe this journal thing's not such a great idea after all. Oh, we got another assignment. Due today, my summer vacation. We're supposed to write our goals for the summer. Well, here goes. My summer vacation. This summer, I'm going to play video games non-stop. As a personal goal, I want to be able to swim half a mile. Next year, I promise not to oversleep in the morning. So I'll just sleep until the afternoon. Ah, that all sounds pretty convincing. Summer vacation, here I come. Not that I have any idea what I'm doing this summer, but I guess not having any expectation isn't all that bad. I mean, whatever ends up happening, it'll be a surprise. Bet your A on it. Huh. There's the bell. Have a good summer. Class dismiss. Not you, Ultimate Clayton Clemens. Sorry, but your vacation doesn't start quite yet. Your friends are going home, but you're going straight to the library, young man. Aw, come on, Mr. Blair, why? Just why, homie? Oh, forget it. Think about it. Done. I got nothing. Let's take a trip down memory lane to this morning, when you were late to my class for the how many times is it now? That would be, I don't know, 'cause I'm so suicidal. I can't believe I wrote that. Enough times that you've forgotten, apparently. Ultimate Clayton, you're not a bad student by any means, but occasionally you require a little correction, shall we say. Well, so you too! Jesus Christ. There's not a person that is a perfect student. I do my best, but still, Jesus Christ. Which is why I have decided to put you in charge of cleaning up the library. Maybe a little strain up there will help straighten you out too. Look, I see what you're trying to do here, but the last day of school, you gotta be kidding. I mean, it's summer vacay, homie. Jeez. Oh, not calling him my homie, I'm calling him my teacher. My teacher. Vacations are to be earned, and you've got a lot of earning to do, my boy. Mr. Randall's down in the library. Don't keep him waiting. Duh. And don't even think about loafing off or sneaking out. Not unless you want me to pay a visit to your house. Yes, Mr. Blair. Well, see ya. Oh, And I hope you have a really, really great summer vacation. And I don't know if I'm being very serious or not, or being very sarcastic with the impression I'm making on my face, if you can actually see it that well. But yeah, have a really nice summer vacation, Mr. Blair. Mr. Blair. Also like Mr. Flair. Whatever. I thought Mr. Randall was supposed to be here. And we're just checking out the library here. Especially this nice thing right here. Ooh, nice noise and sound. Check out that book. It looks older than Mr. Blair. Mr. Blair! As juggish as he is, that name does kick so much, eh? And ooh, it's a book. Wonder what it says about. The pictures are pretty cool, swords and wizards. And for those who pretty much, you know, watch my LP or the first game, or pretty much play the first game yourself, then when it comes to this book, you might have some idea what this is. But I'm not gonna spoil. Huh? That's funny. The book just stops halfway through. The pages are all blank. Let's see what the last page with writing on it says. One is fated to fill these barren pages. Know you his name? Know you his name? What's with all the backwards words? Jesus Christ, I can't read medieval times, even though I do speak it. Well, I never passed up a chance to write in the library book. I'll tell you his name. His name is Ultimate Clayton Clemens. 'Cause we're so batty about it. And oh my gosh, what the hell? I just put my name down. When you sign a name inside something, it's not supposed to whoop you into this kick-A portal because of the power of the DS. Jesus, Grandma, what is happening here? A horse. Oi, oi, what have we here? Oh, there's a big bird. Hey, big bird, where's Elmo, your friend? Why is it always the vicious ones that pay the worst? 250 gil is barely enough to pay for our time sweeping off the feathers when we're done. What? You hungry? Sorry, but I got better inspirations than being chicken feed. Hop to it then. And suddenly we're right here. Mr. Randall? Not Mr. Randall! You there! Eek, who are you? You're not even human. Calm yourself, stranger. We'll protect you if you let us. Join our clan now if you care to live. I already need to spell out the alternative. Join your what? Our clan, you may be injured, but if you are in our clan, you will not die. Why should I trust you? There's a big bird right there. Yikes! Yikes! Okay, never mind. Because I can guarantee you will get no such offer from him. Okay, what do I do? Swear your oath to the judge. Say you join the clan. Okay, I swear. Bye. God bless America. Okay, fine. You know I was going for that. That's a judge? Unlike the judge in Phoenix, right? Okay, fine. Quickly, before the beast has time to act. Oh, wait. I kind of like how he says that and stuff. And, like, it was fine earlier and it looks stunned now. Like, look at the beast, like, in the right side. It looks like it's stunned. I think this dude just did something to it. I have no idea. Just to make it stun. I think that was a choice, or that thing that he did was calling the judge. Hey, judge, I swear the oath. Let me in the clan. I swear the oath? Let me in thy clan! And check this out. Through that kick-a powerful ray of light, we turn into this dude. Whoa, check it out! Freaking kick-a! Word! Looks so freaking freeing kick-a and stuff. Ah! He's brought the little ones along to feed. Stand back, stranger. We'll handle this lot. Ready yourselves. You're going to fight them? Once you stand back as I've told you, yes. Hey, let me take a swing at them. I swear my oath, that means I can't die, right? Humph, spoken like a true greenhorn. No, you will not die, but get a beak in your eye and you might wish you had. Well, I didn't mean I'd go in first or anything, and I'm no fan of getting beat. But I won't just stand here while you do all the hard work. Come on, let me fight. Jeez, where this crazy confidence came from. I did not intend to make you fight when I invited you. When I invited you to join us, however. You promise to do exactly as I say? Promise. Then you may fight. I am Sid, and you are. And for those who played the first game, Sid really changed. I can see. Ultimate Clayton, by the way, in the house. Very well, Ultimate Clayton. We begin. Alright, so this is basically our first mission right here, which is Stranger in the Woods. Is the name of this first mission, and yes, this is called a mission, and it's defeat Clesta. With the forbidden law of ranged weapons, attacks with bows, great bows, guns, hand cannons, and cards are forbidden, which we don't have to deal with. And it doesn't really say it really doesn't say right there, but another way in order end the mission is to destroy one of the cockatrices, which is those little chickens over there. Or just bring Clesta down to 100 HP, less than 100 HP. It is best I first explain to you in your role. Also, I think I skipped some text there. In combat, speed is essential. Yeah. I will just explain I'll explain everything, master, blah blah blah. And using the move command. Now, basically, everything is a bit the same. Everything is somewhat the same, just like in the first game, but with a few differences that are for the better. And what you can do is that if you press B, then you can actually have a free range on everything, even the enemies, of course. And if you press X, you can actually configure stuff, view log, quick save, and blah blah blah. If you're stuck in a battle or item list, but what you can do is that if you press Y with the unit info, you can actually read the info of your unit. And yes, we are pretty much called units, and if you see on the top screen, we even have a turn order actually all the way up to 20 units. Basically, depending on your speed, will depend on the turn order. So she basically go first, and after her will be the Black Mage, which we'll get to later, and then Sid, and then me. And all this all the way up to the 20th turn, and it's all based around speed, which is one of those status right here, speed. Along with the others and stuff, if you press Y, you actually get the info, the complete info of thy unit. Which basically, I'm a level 1. I start out as a level 1 warrior with 90 HP and 14 MP, with 4 move, 2 jump, 5 invasion, and which basically the HP is how much health you have. MP is also self-explanatory with the magic and stuff. Move is also self-explanatory, so as jump, and pretty much when it comes to evasion, well, the evasion will matter how the percentage of, the hit percentage rocks and stuff. The higher your evasion, the less the hit percentage is, which we'll get into later. The speed is basically the person with the highest speed gets to go first, and then the second highest will go second, and all that jazz with the speed. Attack is self-explanatory, defense is self-explanatory, magic attack is magic, as it's called, is basically, and resistance is basically your magic defense. So that's how the stat works in this game. But what's also important is that if you check on the right side of the top screen, you have equipments and abilities. And what's the top right is basically the equipment, which is what you're wearing right now. And then on the bottom screen, you even have the view equipment and view abilities. So if you go to view equipment, you can actually view your equipment right here, aka the short store, to see its stats up on the top screen, as it says. And if you look even deeper with them, you can even see the abilities of thy equipment, aka the bronze shield. Not only busts out evasion on also resistance, but also got a couple of abilities, aka the shield barrier. And if you press A on the equipment, you can even see the abilities of that equipment, aka shield barrier himself. And then you can actually press Y in order to bust out the info of thy ability. Which shield barrier enables a user to equip shields regardless of their current job, so that's how it goes. And then you got these extra colors like the palm hat, which are just some extra accessories, and lion purse. But for them being extras accessories, especially this palm hat, they will bust out, like, you know, extra abilities and whatnot, so they are really important. Anyways, along with the abilities, you can actually view the abilities of people by busting out the view abilities and stuff. You can actually, and pretty much it's just like in the first game where you have 2 action abilities, with this being the secondary, which means you can change it a lot. There's a reaction ability, which pretty much stuff will happen. Well, pretty much the reaction ability is a bit self-explanatory, and the passive ability, which is basically, is now called the passive ability, but is also the support ability, just like in the first game. And the first difference that you may see from the first game to the second game is that there is no combo ability whatsoever, which we'll get into later, with the combo ability being taken out in this game. So yeah, that's pretty much how the info goes. You can even see your status. And when it comes to viewing your status, these are like buffs and debuffs, but we'll get into those a bit later. So that's how it goes. So that's how, you know, so that's how to view the info of your unit. And it pretty much goes the same way with the enemies, of course. So yeah. Anyways, basically what we're battling are basically called cockatrices, these guys over here, these little birdies. And when it comes to the cockatrice, as much as you don't see them in thy game, which we'll be getting to later, they are basically the Goombas of thy game with all-around stats, but poor magic defense, as you can see there. And is actually weak to water, as you can see there. Well, on the top screen. Now, there are like a couple of new elements in the game, like dark, water, ice, all that jazz, and even earth, wind. And pretty much the connection between those elements and thy enemies are viewed on the top screen, like during the turn order top screen on the DS. And pretty much it'll just give a scale on what like elements they're immune, weak, or can absorb and have damage to. Like for a real example, the cockatrice is actually weak to water, so pretty much that symbol is actually water right here where I'm pointing my finger right now. So yeah. Anyways, I am going to, and then you can actually see the info of Celestia right here, who is basically our first boss, aka cockatrice of prodigious size. He uses his massive bulk as a weapon. It has 284 HP, 33 MP, no move, no jump, no revenge because it never moves. With a speed of 59, attack of 56, defense of 30, and the magic attack of 23 and magic defense of 20. With millions of territorialism, with Peck, which the cockatrices can also learn with Peck, which basically does more damage than their normal attack, whereas torrential marking basically does damage in an area of units. So that's basically how Callista and the cockatrices work. Now when it comes to the real deal gameplay of this game, you basically got the move command, which basically on how much move you got, you can actually move that much spaces. And the weight is basically also from the first game, where you can actually like just pick a position in order to wait on. Yet units takes more damage when attacked from behind. And just consider the position of the enemy units onto how like you're facing. You can face like them over here, here, here. But you want to face like the enemies so they won't attack you from behind, so you don't take that much damage nor get crit. When it comes time to move swiftly, but do not rush to strike. Sometimes holding your ground is the potent course, and your next action will come all the sooner. there is another thing you should know. There are different blood and different calling more differently. Those of different blood and different calling move differently as well. Some are swift, some are not so. Also, yes, people, she was a white mage. That just explained all that. White mages use curling magic to mend allies' wounds and restore them to health. White mages are the master healers in this game and make one of the best secondary jobs, having a couple of abilities from it. They heal stat problems, HP, and even support units with shell and protect, and are very helpful against the undead. Yet have painful HP growth and their attacks are useless, as you can probably see. Yet their best ability is Arise, which revives someone with all their HP and creates massive damage to the undead, even though we won't have that best ability for a while. With their second best abilities are Curaga and Refresh, which Curaga is basically the third level of Cure, which heals more HP, a whole lot more HP, and does a whole lot of damage to the undead. Whereas Refresh can heal any stat problem, because when it comes to, there's also Asuna in this game, yeah, it don't heal every stat problem. Refresh is basically an upgraded Asuna that heals any stat problem, with Curaga healing a lot of HP. But overall, it's a great starting job and an awesome secondary job if you have, if you just want a healer. Just to be saying. And now, we have a Black Mage. Black Mages wield the elemental power of fire, ice, and lightning to disperse. Black mages are the opposite of the white mages, using elemental magic to do solid damage to a group of target and use robes to absorb damage from elemental damage. Near moves are the best of the three with higher magic stats, yet humans and muggles have the best magic growth, yet their attack and defense suck and they can't even have shields, which is the worst part. And yet their best abilities are the level 3 Black Mage magic, which are Faraga, Thundaga, and Blizzaga. The top level of elemental spells, yet second best, are the magic counter and geomosity, in which magic counter is pretty much counter, but for magic needing enough MP to bust out the spell, as the spell to pull it off. And geomosity, reducing all elemental resistance of the target of the spell, like normal to weak, null to half, really decreasing the magic defense to enemies using elemental magic. Overall, they are a kick-a awesome range job. And yeah, sorry, I'll just explain actions myself, you don't have to do it. There are many actions when we're in a fair battle, whatever simple thrust or blade or ability to learn through one's job, blah blah blah. Call fire, blah 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 blah. This is basically just like in the first game as well, where you can actually just press the, first you just need to move right here also. And then you can press the action. And you can either normally attack with the action command, or just use the ability, aka what he has is black magic. And I kind of bitterly hate that for this being like a tutorial stuff right here, that pretty much Rig, who is his name, have 10 MP, yet because of this being somewhat of a tutorial, we're forced to use fire instead of lightning and ice, which are the better of them. And yeah. And we can pretty much use fire by pressing the A button. You also want to pick the spell or do the attack on or the ability on, and it'll just come true. And right here it'll just show the hit rate, the hit percentage and the amount of damage it'll do, along with this arrow right here, just in order to give a visual on it. That will say it'll have a 99% chance of doing 28 points. Now when it says that, if the enemy is not oh jeez, we'll just get into that later and stuff, because since the enemy is moving, it'll always be 99% chance, it won't be no 100s, so 100% S, so yeah, it's just only 99, but 99% is sometimes, and it's almost always almost hit, but then that 1% will just be a douche, is what I'm saying. With that I can use magic wherever it pleases me. Alas, all things have a cost. Magic is no exception. Thankfully, the energy spent in casting are renewed over time. Now, when it comes to what he said there and stuff, just like in the first game, I think it's also in the first game, you actually do get MP back. Pretty much during the beginning of your turn, you actually get 10 MP back at the beginning of your turn. So yeah, that's what he said there, that you can get 10 MP back at the beginning of your turn just in order to use your stuff again, which is very helpful. Oh, and you, Clayton, just so you know, I'm the one who decides what I do. So I'm just gonna normally talk on this one. Think of me as a guest in your modest. I might not take orders, but we're on the same side, trying to not forget about the in the heat of battle. So what he says there is that, just like in the first game, we got guesses, and what guesses do are that they're basically controlled by the AI, but they're in your side. So basically the guesses in this game and also in the first game are basically AI, so you don't have to worry about them. They'll just do whatever they want to. And what Sid did is body slam, and yeah, that's all. When an ally turns, use B button to close the battle menu and enter selection mode. Yeah. I already saw that. Explain all that. And as well as there's also jobs. Like for Sid here, whose turn was already over, is a warrior. The warrior is master of melee combat, wielding 1 and 2 swords with ease. As it's Sid's default job, also warrior is basically the soldier job, but for Bungas with similar stats. It has variety in abilities, especially for offensive purposes, and basically have the equal HP than soldiers. Well, the equal HP growth than the soldiers, really for a starting job. Yet their best ability is Body Slam, which does serious damage to the target. It does recoil damage back to the user by 1/4 of the damage that they did to the opponent, which is what Sid has. Yet Life Tap can cut a target's HP in half, but they also got Monkey Grip as their second best ability, which saves a hand with a two-handed weapon, so that you can use the other hand to hold a shield, which boosts their defense. But overall, it's an awesome starting job, which is what pretty much making them the best as a secondary job for Bungas, or Bangas, as I may bust out the warrior thing right now. And what we are soldiers. Soldiers employ the arts of war to weaken and slay opponents. A default job with all-around stats, however, have the best HP growth for humans, yet some of their abilities are breaks to sabotage several stats, like Power Break, Magic Break, and all that jazz. Their best ability is Monkey Grip, which has a different ability from the warriors, in which Monkey Grip for soldiers makes the user hold a one-handed sword with two hands, boosting up their attack power for being a support ability. Whereas their second best ability is Run Speed, lowering the target's speed, in which when it comes to Run Speed, it's basically a downgraded slow, in order to slow down the opponent. But overall, it's a great starting job, especially for yourself as Ultimate Clayton Clement. So yeah, that's pretty much, how the jobs work. And what I want to do here is... Now, to be honest with you, I had a fair recording, once... a major fair... I have a couple of fair recordings of this and stuff. I have a major fair recording that, took me, an hour and a half of... And basically, I'm trying something different here than my fair recording, which is basically got to be new to you. And also, we have items here as well. And now, items can be your secondary action ability, but just like in the first game, items are supremely, painfully useless, considering the fact they have a white mage that can just heal all the crack you just went to. So I pretty much, once again, just like in the first game, I consider items very useless, but at the same time, I also want to do this entire, playthrough on hard mode without using a single item. But, except for this, well, with the deception of this one job, not to spoil anything, where items are actually very useful. So, yeah, just to point that out. Now I'm just gonna be right here. Yeah, also as a white mage, she basically got Cure and all that jazz. Okay. Now, basically, when it comes to Callista, as a boss, he basically has no movement at all. So what you want to do is attack him from the side and... Wait, what? I really can't attack him from the side? Word? Ooh, that's a mistake. I thought you could actually attack him from the side here, but it feels like I'm supposed to be in the front. Well, that's ridiculous. Yeah, that's something I actually did not know about of this battling of the game. So yeah, I'm forced to be in the side here. Now, for this actually kind of being somewhat of a scripted mission, I don't know if you actually, you personally die at this part, but I'm just gonna wing it. Anyways, we got a black magic here, and I also shown fire through the tutorial, so let's show out thunder against this dude. But basically, there is two ways in order to deal with this mission. The normal way is basically destroying one of those cockatrices over there, if you can. Or just go straight forward onto this dude right here, and, like, bring him down to a certain amount of HP. Which, this way is basically more harder, but I'm just gonna be a baddie and just do this way anyways, because I can. And once again, I like to point out that the reason why I pick hard mode is that, like, I'm Ultimate Queen, yo. I can literally rock whatever I want and rock whatever difficulty I want on, like, in a game. So yeah, I pick hard mode just to be a baddie about it. Because I get to pick whatever I want. Even though I'm paying for it right now because I think I might die. Shoot. Oh, boy. But I live with only 1 HP. But yeah, pretty much this is, I'm pretty much also, like, pretty much this Let's Play is also gonna, you know, all be done on hard mode, because as hardcore as it is, I mean, you can really rock through hard mode without even, like, getting into that much trouble and stuff. And I think even though this is, like, hard mode right here, I think this really is a scripted mission where you are not supposed to die. I don't know. But yeah, whatever. And that's pretty much, like, one thing I didn't even notice, that this is like a scripted mission that you're not supposed to die, or I think it really is, and I must be getting supremely lucky not to die, because I took 8 damage right there. And you're gonna find out after this, cause of hell. And you were supposed to die. No fun sending things out, but I don't think I got any fight left in me. You actually can now get extra texts from, like, people who just got KO'd on, like, the first game, I think. And this is our very first mission, and we're dead. Or most importantly, I'm dead. But also, yeah, it doesn't end the mission right there and stuff, where it's still thy Black Mage's turn, which we're gonna show our Blizzard now, and Blizzard is the coolest of them all. As you can see there, that looks so cool. Get it? And after bringing him down to less than 100 HP, he flies away! And yeah, mission complete. And we all gain experience. And we gain law bonuses, aka the longbow. Now, when it comes to law bonuses, this is another difference in the first game, in which in the first game, I pretty much show thy anger and rage during the LP, where I say that the judge is the evilest, stupidest, painfulest, worst character of them all. Well, there are some changes in this game from the first game that actually make me think of the judge as the best character in this game. Like, for real, man. He is the best. Whereas in the first game, he sucks painful A. As a real example, this change. You can actually now get law bonuses. If you follow the law, which was to forbid ranged weapons, you actually get, like, extra stuff off the law bonuses, aka this long bow. So that's how it goes. A job well done, Glenn. Back to town. Sid, do you think you could, do not worry. I didn't invite you to join our Clinton just to abandon you in the wild. You mean you take me with you? Thanks. I got so caught up in the fight I kind of forgot. But now that I think of it, I don't have any idea where I am. And I have questions to ask of you. Beginning with how you managed to appear from the skies, empty skies. I kind of skipped lunch today. Ha ha ha. Very well. First order of business is to go home and eat. Then we talk. And we're just moving along. Moving along. And yes, that's the mission right there. Now when you complete a mission, you actually get a couple of stuff right here, based on the bottom and top screen. Is that basically on the bottom right there, well, the top right is your rewards, aka 250 gil, which will pretty much start you on this game, defaultingly, up to 1050 gil if you've done this mission correctly. As I did, really. And then you gain 2 Gaukiat lead and 2 Farron pollen, which will be important for later, a little later. 80 ability points, which are very important if you want to gain abilities on the equipment on your, units of your clan, or your clan people. And pretty much 2 clan points, which will be very useful for later. And negotiation and adaptability, +1, which you can actually just see, which are basically your clan talents, which you can see on the top screen. Which, unlike the first game, pretty much in the first game you had 8 clan talents, but in this game you actually got 4, making it much more simpler and much more easier. So yeah, that's pretty much how the whole thing goes on the top and bottom screen. What's also on the top screen is that you can actually see the amount of clan members you have, which we have 6. How much clan members there are to patch, which we'll get into later. Areas control, which we'll get into later. Quests accepted, which we'll get into a little later. And quest completed, which is basically that one quest, aka Stranger in the Woods. So it pretty much keeping track of how much quests you did through this entire game, which kind of gives you a hint of how many quests is in this game, which kind of make it a very, very long, game of Final Fantasy Tower Advance 2. Yeah, you use the area of your map, next to the nation, try to woods. Now, basically, I'm explaining all this by myself as I was trying to remember right there, because if you use your if you use the pen of your DS, which I, on purpose, accidentally dropped, is that, so I'm basically going to use this other pen right here, is that if you use the pen of your DS, aka your stylus, you can actually, choose, can just point which way you can go to the sword pointer right there, and even pick that. And you can even press on it again just so I pretty much go to that spot. But you can also use the control pad of your DS or 2DS or whatever in order to just move it more easily. I pretty much think this is more easier than just the stylus, really, because I'm used to it. And anyways, there's that blue destination thing on the spot, so we're gonna go there. Anyways, we're just here, just standing around. What else? Yes. So you wrote your name in an old book. There was a flash of light, and you drop in on our fight. Nice rhyming. Hey, I was more surprised than you were finding myself in the middle of the woods with that chicken thing, and you, Sid. I mean, you're not human or a Hume, was it? Here, I thought I was off to clean a library. Ah, but you adopted quick, or perhaps it's just that you lack a healthy sense of danger. I've never seen someone eat so well after battle. Hey, what can I say? When you gotta eat, you gotta eat. Huh. Apparently so, but I've changed the subject. You came here to our world of Iblis from somewhere not of Iblis, through that book of yours. Yeah, that's about the size of it. So, how do I get back? My aunt worries if I'm half an hour late home from school, I have to find a way back. I think you in. I took you in, I'll help you find a way back to your world. You will? I will, lad. I expected as much when we took you into the clan. Well, thanks, Sid. I guess I do what I can to help the clan out until we find a way back. You got to admit, I pulled my way back there in the woods, huh? If I'm stuck here for a while, I might as well enjoy it. I wouldn't mind seeing a bit of this Iblis place. As I said, utterly heedless of danger. Huh, I'll try. So all the people here are in the clan? As he nods yes. Hey, I'm Ultimate Clayton. Thanks for letting me join your... Sid, does this clan have a name? It must. Come on, tell me. And we actually put the name down. And for those who actually did pay attention to pretty much my LP of the first game, then you pretty much get the idea of what I'm gonna name my clan. And it's gonna be such an awesome comeback. And as it is the return of Clan Supercool. Word. Proceed with Clan Supercool. We're Clan Supercool. Not that it's a name many know. Well, for those who act, well, pretty much many would know the clan of Supercool if they watch my LP of the first game, you know, Sid. Yeah. Right, well, I'm Ultimate Clayton Clemens, a proud member of Clan Supercool in the house, yo. Thanks for taking me. I hope I don't slow you down too much. Nice. Oh, and then like that Koopa was like jumping about. So, do clans do much else other than fight monsters? You'll find that most work falls among these lines, but there are other things. Available jobs, which you call quests, are posted at the local pub. There'll be time enough to show you this later. You are done for the day? That's right. There's your welcoming party to attend to, after all. Huh? Barman, refreshments for all! Nice. And basically, towns are convenient places to prepare for our adventures. Select a town and press A to see a menu of that town's facilities. First, try going to the pub where you undertake the quest. Now, basically, after the cutscene of naming our clan of Supercool, if you check the bottom screen, or if you check the top screen, you can actually see your clan's name, which is Supercool, yeah. But what's even more important is that if you actually press X, you actually get the main menu of unit info, clan info, and system menu, and basically the system menu is configurations of all these stuff, message speed, sensor movement, list unequipable items, and one line of help, along with the load and saving. And just like in the first game, that there is basically 2 save files, as you can see here. This is actually my freestyle / practice file over here, which just shows 79 quests. So yeah. And then there's the load, if you want to actually load your save. And basically right here is your clan info. Now on your clan menu right here, or the clan info to the clan menu right here, this is actually your quest report. And it shows all the quests you've done, and how much quest there is over there. And oh my gosh, if you like, this is me scrolling down right now, and basically each quest is basically like this one dot right here, and there's like pretty much A1 over here. This is like A1, and there's like pretty much 16 of these in each box. This is me scrolling down to like 5, so this is like 5 groups of 16, making 80 quests, times it by like 5 more from A, B, C, D, E, which is another 5, which 80 times 5 is 400 quests in thy game! And that makes this a very royally long flipping game that actually would take like 3 to 4 weeks if you try to marathon it. Like, it's just massively a long game. And we just like, what I just showed right now is just the freaking touch, like, we freaking touched the big surface. Well, the surface of, like, a big planet of stuff that we're gonna do. And right here is your loot, which we'll get into more later. You have your clan privileges that we'll get into more later. And we have the laws, in which basically we can even, like, record the forbidden laws that we just went into like, previous quests. Which is gonna be very important if you want to, like, study laws out, that if you don't get the idea of. Over here is your unit info, which you can actually just get the info of your units right here. Now, if you press X, you also get the item list in order to, like, show how much, like, how many items you have and how much items you have, really. And what type of items you have. Like, we pretty much have the Baron Shield, we got the leather clothing, that stuff. There's even, like, different types and stuff. Like the Blood Guns, aka just, staffs and whatnot. Like, edge weapons like swords, range weapons like these, helms like these, which the helmets are, like, basically these extra accessories with some extra abilities in them. Armor, which is very important, right here. Shields, and just items which are just dead plain useless. But what's more important is that if you press the R button on, like, pretty much an item, you actually get that, like, you can actually, like, spot on the abilities of that item or equipment. aka basically these abilities right here, which is for a soldier, first aid, chasing users, wounds, restoring HP, and oil blade, which damages and coats the target with oil, which we'll get into later. That's pretty much how to spot the abilities of the equipment. And if you press L of the item info, you can pretty much see a list of all thy jobs in thy game right here. But the ones that are highlighted are the ones that that actually can equip this item, aka the warrior and the soldier. The ones with the 4 question marks are jobs that we actually didn't have unlocked. And yes, people, for this being the second game, there is so many jobs in this entire game for being that long that there's even jobs that you gotta unlock in, like, some missions and stuff. So that's how it goes. And that's how, like, the info on the items goes. Now, what I didn't, like, as much as I gave, like, job infos, like, not to make this, like, a job info heavy episode for this being the first, but I also pretty much explained the soldiers, the warriors, the black mages, and the white mages. But I didn't explain the other 2 jobs, which will be defaulted to you as, like, clan members and stuff. AKA Hero, which is a hero or Hiro, which is a cool name actually, by the way, who is an archer.
Archers stand out of harm's way, raining arrows upon thy foes from afar.
Archers are basically the physical range damage dealers in default, in which they can deal damage straight off the first turn if you actually use them precisely with their bows and the movement they have. Yet the downside, well, there's many downsides to this, is that 1, they can't use shields. 2, they only equip bows and great bows, which are like 2-handed. And 3, which is the most important part, is that either race's MP sucks. Like any race of the archers have bad, painful MP growth. Yet again, the Viras have better attack power, speed, and way better magic attack than humans, which is very good if you really want like a powerhouse archer. Just use the Viras then. The archer's best ability is burial, which is basically an instant killing move for on the undead, which is very helpful for later, especially on this one mission, no spoilers. And then the second best ability is Concentrate, which increases the accuracy on attacks, just like in the first game, which is, well, when it comes to the second best ability of Concentrate, it's very important for this one job that just really breaks the game for the Viras. So, because of all that, overall, I consider the archers a very kick-A starting range job, especially when using a Vira. So, highly recommend this job, but highly recommend it for a Vira and not a human, because you won't get that far using a human for this job. Archers stand out of harm's way, raining arrows upon their foes of altar. And thieves, aka Aaron right here.
Dexterous and bold, thieves excel at stealing unwary evading blows.
Thieves have different variety of abilities to steal more types of stuff than in the first game. That instead of just straight up like stealing weapons and shields, they just steal loot now and some other stuff still, making them very useful to find stuff that makes the ultimate weapons of thy game from the shop or just weapons in general. Their best abilities is loot level 4 to steal like level 4 treasure, which the loot that you get off of this by stealing it from people, it'll pretty much will, like, the combination of the loot that you steal will kind of make will pretty much be a combination of an A rank or a B rank weapon, if lucky. And if that happens, then that's like one of the ultimate weapons right there. Otherwise, it can be anything for any other weapon that you can lock in the store. So it's very useful of ability, just in order to like get more weapons in the shop. Counter is their second best ability, which is self-explanatory. So yeah, but overall, it's an awesome kick-ass job when finding new weapons and getting materials for those new weapons to unlock in the shop for the rest of your clan.
Delicious and nimble thieves excel at stealing from the unwary and avoiding bows. Also, they even have info, like the info of the job, like right there and stuff, so you know. AKA for soldiers, soldiers employed to also war and weaken and slow opponents. Black mages wield the elemental powers of fire, ice, and lightning to disseminate foes. White mages use curing magics to aid allies' wounds and restore them to health. The warrior is a master of melee combat, wielding one and two-handed swords of ease. Now, what you can also do with the units is that you can actually change the equipment of them if you press A and like go to a different equipment. But we only got just a short sword right here. And then there's this other thing that's different from the first game to the second game, is I can optimize. That it will automatically equip the unit with the most powerful weapons and armor available in the party's inventory just in order to boost its stats up. But because we just only got the equipments, then yeah, like, it's not really... I really don't use optimize that much. I just go for weapons that'll just strike me abilities and stuff. That's how I roll. And when it comes to set abilities right here, and yes, this is also displayed right here, you can even like set what abilities that you would pretty much have depending on the equipment you have. So because that we are holding a bronze shield with shield barrier, in which, yes, we also got like a shield with an ability right here. Now if we check on it, it'll pretty much have the ability shield barrier, which we're currently learning as a soldier, since that's our job. And what it does is it enables the user to equip shields regardless of their current job. And it goes the same for like the other jobs like warrior and fencer, which we'll get into later. And with that ability, on that equipment that you're equipped and like pretty much connected to, you can go to the passive ability right here, since it's also a passive ability, and that you can assign that ability from the equipment that you're pretty much connected to with your job to the ability slot right here, aka the passive slot. So that means we have the ability to wear shields regardless of any other job, which brings me on my next one, aka the change job, so you can actually change to any other job. So I cannot be a soldier, I can be also a white mage as well. Yet the equipment will be different, and then you have all the other jobs here that you need to like literally take on like later, because you don't have the enough abilities in order like, or master enough abilities in order to like get to these jobs or whatever. So you actually gotta work for these. But I will change I would change into a right mage right now and would still actually have a shield. But then again, I need to master the shield barrier passive ability for that to work, is what I'm saying. And then you can also have this other option to sort units and stuff by the level, AHP, MP, attack, defense, and stuff, and actually do that. But I pretty much don't want to really. You can also, and then there's MVP, which we'll get into like later on. Or actually, you can actually see the MVP right there, which I will get into later, but I don't think it's not really that important yet. So yeah, that's how it goes. That's how the unit info works. So anyways, we have two options, which one of them is accessible to us right now, which is a pub, aside from the shop. But we're going to the pub, so just put your hands up. Just put your hands up. Just put your hands up. We're going to the pub. Just put your hands up. Just put your hands up. Just put your hands. So, you really do find working pubs. I always picture a pub as somewhere to kick back and grab a snack. What better place? But people gather to share a meal, and where there are people, there's talk. Claimants pay good money for the sort of talk that leads to work, the course I mentioned here. So, if we need to make money or find something to do, the pub is the place to go. Exactly! Sid, looking for work? That's right, we have a new member in need of training. Talk to the Bearman, ultimately, and find us a good quest. The best way to learn is to do that. That's right. Okay, leave it to me. So you're Sid's new recruit. Well, if you're looking for a quest, the first thing you want to do is to check the to see the quest roster. Roster lists all the quests on record at the pub. Once you've found a quest that catches your eye, simply pay the finder's fee and you're done. It's not enough to read the quest and running off. If you haven't paid the fee, you will be in the fool's errand. Now, some quests you can take as long as you please to finish. Others you have to set a number of days to do it in. It's all there on the quest roster, pay close to it, and you will avoid any unpleasant surprises. That's all there is to it. Ready to have a go? So yeah, the quest roster. It actually kind of got a couple of options here. Is the notices, which we pretty much won't get until like a bit later. The quest roster and the current quests that we actually are accepting once we go into the quest roster. And then you have these rumors. And which the rumors are basically the tutorials of stuff like Loot Wanted. And this is actually, the Loot Wanted is actually the important one here for this being the first rumor, because none of the other these rumors are kind of important. Anyways, Loot Wanted, attention hunters. Traders at the bazaar seek loot, both uncommon and rare, in exchange unique arms and armor to be more available for purchase through your local shopkeeper. Interested parties should visit their nearest shop without delay. Don't let the spoils of war go to waste. Shopkeepers Guild. So that kind of gives us a tutorial, the tutorial of the bazaar that will be open to us later. A little later, really. New to the hunt, yeah, that's basically new right here. The Solas of Guild, that is also new. Well, that's actually really new. I didn't actually meant to skip that. And basically, what it says there is that's the typical 240 day a year. There, unlike the first game, whereas the first game pretty much have 4 months. To go in this game, in the first game. This game actually got a full 20, this second game actually got a full 12-month year, but each month is 20 days, which kind of make it a bit of one, 2/3 of, a human year, or real world, a year in the real world time, or in the real world, geez. So yeah, that's something different. And basically, when it comes to the different months, with the different months of 12, each month actually got, different quests. So you actually do need to, scan out each month in order to, get some, seek out, different quests from those months. Anyways, two Gil work together. This will also explain Gil. And when it comes to Gil in this game, especially in this beginning part of the game, you will find yourself being broke at this beginning part of the game, considering the fact that yeah, you will pretty much find yourself broke at the beginning part of the game, just speaking. Anyways, a voice of experience, which I think talks about experience, that for after the end of thy mission, anybody who participated good will just gain experience. And master of the trade, which, ability points, yes, that's also what we explained about the ability points. And yeah, that's all. And when it comes to the ability points, the ability points will help you master the abilities that you are currently learning, and after mastering them, that means you can use them whenever you like, the master abilities, and then you can literally learn a new ability, is what it's getting at when it comes to the ability points. Now when it comes to the quest roster, you pretty much can seek out quests and the rank of that quest to see if it's hard or easy, and the amount of days it is, and the fee, which costs 100 for a paw full of feathers, and it's a rank 2, so it's that easy. And yeah, I pretty much do the quest name over there. You can also see the recent quests that you just did right here, and then other quests that you either did or did not do because of the days, or you just failed the mission completely. So basically, the other is just the quest that you really didn't do or failed trying to. And you pretty much get the idea to know which quest is actually optional, and it's just you can actually get the idea into which quest is optional, or to a quest that is mandatorial to the story, because quests that are pretty much mandatorial to the story of this game don't have a day mark. They don't have days until which is expired and stuff. As you can see, apart from the feathers, for this being a mandatory mission, it has no counter for days, like it's basically just dash dash dash. Whereas other missions that are very optional to that game will actually have pretty much like days to where it's expired at with a maximum of 20 days. So that's pretty much how you can tell which mission is like mandatory for the story and which is not. Now over here, you actually get the info of that quest with these 4 pages right here if you actually use control pad. Start with this first page. What's in the woods? Wolves, that's what. And my chocobos are so put out. They're molting early. Somebody rid us of these horrible howlers. Chocobo Curio Sasasha. And on the second page, if you move your control pad to the right, or press the right of your control pad, you can actually see the items acquired, which we'll get into later, and it will become excessively annoying each time. Recommended for dispatch, which is also something in this game just in the first game. But in this game, like dispatching people is actually very optional in this game. Like there are some missions where where you can optionally dispatch people. Yeah, you can do it by yourself. Like, move to that area where the mission is taking place and actually just do it by yourself. And then, on the bottom is talents required, which is actually none, because this is actually a mandatory mission that we don't even need to have our talents to be this one level. Which they are levels to the clan talents, as you might see with the numbers on, like, the top screen. And then, the third page right here is the type of quest it is, which is basically a battle quest. So we're basically going to engage some people, or some foes. Over there's your reward, which, if we rock this quest, we'll gain 1,050 gil, 2 snake skins, 2 tiny mushrooms, and 4 fresh water. And you can see if it's dispatchable or not, which is a no, since this is a mandatory mission, and cannot be cancelled once accepted. Which is how a mandatory mission works. It cannot be cancelled once accepted. It's just stuck there. And last but not least, the 4th and final page is basically the destination of thy quest taking place, which basically is Target Wood, or Targ Wood, as you can call it, which is where we are now. Now, it kind of got me a bit confused that they call it Targ Wood instead of Target Wood. I don't know. I think it was trying to prevent copywriting, calling it Targwood. So, yeah. That's the reason why they call it Targwood. So, yeah, that's pretty much how pretty much, the info of thy quest work in this game. And that'll be 100 gil for the quest. Good luck. There. I got us a quest, a paw for the feathers. They want us to chase off some wolves. Let's see, that ranch isn't far from the village. No worry though, there's no deadline right on the bill. Sounds like they're in a tough spot. I don't want to keep them waiting. I'll go get the others. See that you're ready before you go running off. That boy needs to get his priorities straight. At this rate, he's like to stay here forever. Ooh, foreshadowing that he'll stay here forever. Oh, baby. You may want to pay a visit to a shop before we leave, Ultimate Clayton. And basically, we got the blue destination right here, but what Sid just said is that after pretty much accepting thy quest of a paw full of feathers, we actually now get the option to go into a shop. Which, the shop is moderately different from the first game to the second game, as you might see. Good day. I'm afraid our selection isn't very good at the moment. Still, we might have something you like, if you care to take a look. Now, we pretty much got these three options right here, which the third one isn't all that useful for me. We basically got buy, which we can actually buy armor and all that kinds of jazz and stuff, items as well. We can buy equipment and items with the buy, or we can do the opposite and sell them. Or we can do the third option, which is the fitting room, in this fitting room, you can actually select a unit to enter the fitting room and pretty much, optimize thy unit with pretty much, equipment that you bought that one single unit, and you can even go back to your original equipment if you're not good with that. I personally don't use the fitting room all that much and just go all around with my clen. So I pretty much, you know, do that and stuff. But if we go to buy right here, we can actually just see what weapons are in store right now. And you can even use the L and R on the item info in order to, like, get the info of thy weapon before buying it, which is very important and stuff. And you can even see its info right there over there, which is a saber, such as might be wielded by any appreciated blue mage, which we'll get into later because it's so kicky of a job. And the abilities on the top screen and its stats as well, just in order to give more info of thy item. So you can also do that. And when it comes to this, I'm pretty much, like, for reasons not to be spoiled, but it's just part of my strategy anyway, I'm gonna buy the Luma Harp. And yeah, and pretty much the Battle Mace. And I'm not gonna buy that corresponding bow, because that'll be a waste. I'm gonna buy a Bronze Helm. And all that. So I'll just leave here right now. I'll just leave. Thank you for coming. I can't help but notice you have some loot on you. If you like, I can put your loot up on the bazaar and see what I can get for it in return. Loot bazaar, huh? Milk? Work? Huh? Loot can be almost anything, from a rat pole to a precious gem. Hunters and clans usually come into a fair bit of loot while questing. So that's what all the stuff we've been finding is. Meaning this lump of metal is a piece of loot? That's a piece of loot if there was one. See, since you seem a bit confused about all this, perhaps a more detailed explanation would help. So yeah, pretty much, you know, I'll just explain myself. The better loot, the better I'm going to return. I'll take the rest of the items in the stock of everyone purchase there in the shop. Alright, I'll give it a try. Now what she's saying is that pretty much the better the loot is that you can actually mix loot together. Like pretty much mix, like you pretty much give the loot to her and then she'll pretty much mix loot into this like equipment. I mean into this like item or equipment that you can actually that will be added to the shop, and you can actually buy that equipment that she just added in from like the bazaar to the shop to you and stuff. And basically, that's how it goes. Now over here, you pretty much got the grade, like, the name of that equipment, and pretty much its grade on the right. Now its grade on the right is pretty much, you know, like there's 3 types of stuff on the grade. One will just be like a circle, which there is something of that grade. Like, you know, A, B, C, D, and E. And with A being pretty much the best equipment that, like, the best equipment that you can actually get, or the best item that you can actually get, and it can even be an ultimate item if you're dumb lucky, off of mixing, to like an E, which is just basically like starter stuff. And what's X stat, as you can see from the bronze armor, that's stuff that you really cannot get off of what you mix in this game. Like there's no A, B, C, D of bronze armor in that game. Like, so you pretty much don't get those and stuff. It's just the bronze armor as an E rank. And what is highlighted as like a shiny dot is basically what you can actually mix, aka the apprentice weapons. So loot that you can send category items appear in the right text. Blue armor A to E, the bazaar with said combination of blue in the same rank. So basically, you can also get the info of thy loot if you can check on the bottom screen on the bottom, and you can see how much you hold of the items and what their rank is. And you can and if you press A, you actually add that item into the slot up on the top screen, which we need a metal and flora of material, aka loot, in order to change into this E rank weapon. Now, this is a different category. Yeah, and you can actually press to the left and right to actually just control the different categories of the loot. And basically we got the firm polymer, which is actually the same thing. It's actually the same as the metal thing. I mean the metal. Right, like the rank of the metal, aka the guy with lead, which is also E ranked. And combine these together as they're both E rank, and they both need to be like E rank, or a different, like, or the same rank to each other, in order to, like, make this equipment, and they need to be connectable too, because you can actually get, like, some loot that are actually the same rank, as this other loot, yet they won't connect, which is kind of stupid a bit, that you actually will get loot that are the same rank, yet they are not connected to each other into, like, an equipment. So that's how it goes, and after sending both of these loots to the bazaar, you actually get the equipment that was, like, combined to making into, aka the board sword. So this is basically the best way in order to get new equipment is to literally mix out, like different kinds of loot into, like, weapons and equipment and items, and buy them off the store with your gil, and equip them onto you. So it's basically the best way in order to, like, get new items onto you. Because, like, unlike the first game where everything is just accessible to you right off the bat, you really have to find loot for, like, new items in the store in the second game. So we have a new board sword right here, and because of that, after mixing all that, she now have a new item in stock now. Next time you feel like making a purchase, take a look. We carry all manner of weapons and armor. You seem rather new to all this, so perhaps I should tell you... Alright? Oh, yeah, explain already. Because the new equipment that she also sells basically also got abilities as well, as you can plainly see. So yeah, basically because of that, now board swords are available in the shop as they weren't before, and that means you can buy them now, which I will do. Just in order to get a new board sword for me, and they're not there no more because you don't have enough money. Cause yeah, told you you'll find yourself broken here. And the fifth option now, since the bazaar is available, is that you can also sell your loot. And also, let me just check on the bazaar. You want to check the bazaar every once in a while once you have a collection of loot, because you might find a combo of loot that will make a new weapon, or an old one that you just actually need. And what's here is that you can now sell loot. Now, it's basically the same thing as selling items, which is basically the same. That you can just sell your loot and get that much price off of it, aka the guy will just sold for 70, while the foreign parlin is sold for 20. So you can pretty much do that, but I'm not gonna do that. Thank you for coming. I'll tell you what I'll do. In the bazaar and equipment. And it's basically now a rumor, which we already know, so yes, I don't need to get that anymore. So we go back to the pub now since she's done that, and then there'll be a new rumor. And that new rumor will be about Go Prepared. So yeah, the equipment, you could spell the difference between victory and defeat. So yeah, it's basically all about getting new equipment. Basically what I'll do at the beginning of each episode, just like in the first game, is that I'll pretty much, optimize my equipment. Or pretty much between those episodes is what I'll do. But now since we got the new board sword out of mixing stuff, mixing loot, and buying it off the shop, now we can actually use the equipment that we actually just mixed into for ourselves, aka me as a real example, because I actually really do need this board sword, as it'll give us the ability of first aid, which basically personally heal the user's wounds and stuff. So that's how it goes. So that's how the bazaar and the loot goes, because they are very important. And some of the ultimate weapons in this game, you need to have the right loot for the ultimate weapons in this game. Just in order to mix into the ultimate weapons in this game, even though they will be expensive as hell on the shop. But anyways, with no distractions, let's go to a powerful fitness. Wow, so this is a chocobo, huh? It's way bigger than I imagined. Cool, hey, they're kinda cute. Because they are the Final Fantasy equivalent as a Yoshi. Step too close and he'll peck your beak out. I already know all about that. Oh, look at them, they're so happy. Or not. What is it? And I just, wow, that's a real sounding of a wolf. Company! Here, Chocobos, stay in a hutch while we deal with these wolves. And I kind of like how everybody's making a big, like, everything, like, all the text is making a big deal with all these wolves. And then there's, like, this one enemy onto the right side that isn't even a wolf. Don't even think about touching those Chocobos. Anyways, we got the mission of a paw full of feathers, and our objective is to defeat all foes with the forbidden law of fire. Weapons and abilities that use fire are forbidden, so we cannot... So, we basically don't have anything of fire except for the black mage. Just fire. Hey, Sid, what was it just saying about some law just now? We do laws. What do laws have to do with fighting? I was remiss in my explanations. Like, laws are like the rules of engagement, guidelines you must follow in combat. When a judge clan, that is, a clan watched over by the judge, fights, it obeys by laws. It is not enough to do battle. We must do battle with care not to break any law. You're serious, that sounds like a pain. Yes, but not without gain. Only by keeping the letter of the law may a clan enjoy its full privileges. Which is actually something new from the first game to this game, is clan privileges, which are very useful. Not to mention the reward offered those who heed the judge's word, which we already got already, and I already explained already. Why don't you try picking the clan privileges this time around, Ultimate Clayton? Don't fret over your choice, consider it to be a gift. First choice which clan members who participate in battle, then choose the privilege you'll use. But anyways, when it comes to the clan privilege, which we'll get into later, well, in about this minute, is that we need to pick our units. Now, when it comes to this mission, our foes are the wolves right here and the balconies. And which, if you actually get wolves right here, basically the wolves are the wolf is it has slightly better attack and speed than the Cockatrices in the first mission, with the ability of Maw over there with fangs as their as their ability, which fangs does more damage. And then you have this pig skull right here, which are basically the balconies, which the balconies have extra defense, yet move slow, as you can see by their speed, comparing to thy wolves right here, as you can see, and to us even. But they do have extra defense, and their ability is basically tac, and pretty much, geomancy, with the ability from tac called Goblin Attack, in which Goblin Attack does piercing damage to the target's armor of its defense, so it really doesn't matter of the armor, of the defense of the armor that you're wearing, because it'll just literally just ignore that factor and just literally just depend on the attack strength from the balcony, except for the defense out of the armor, actually. And then you have this extra ability here called Geomancy, which lowers the resistance to the user's elemental attacks, which is absorbed immune half and normal to weak, which pretty much brings pretty much busts out, it kind of juices up, the elemental moves a bit. So, yeah. I also got stats right here, which is buff and debuff, so I think I explained it already. So, yeah, that's how Geomancy works. It's not all that important now, but it is later on. Anyways, when it comes to us busting out 5 units, we are able to bust out everybody but this one guy, so who do I don't want? I pretty much do need my white mage, because I need some healing. And basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bust out everything but the warrior, since we already got Sid, who is a warrior, so it's no need to bring him, but he is important later. Well, not story important. And now we got our clan privileges, which are very useful, because basically they will pretty much affect your entire clan, your entire unit of, your selected units of a clan, into, powering what stat they have. And which power up 1, it very slightly increases damage dealt and reduces damage received, so it basically powers up your attack and your defense. Whereas agility very slightly improves chance to hit and avoid being hit, which improves pretty much your evasion, really. And your speed, like, it very slightly raises speed, and your luck, which is, and the reason why luck 2 don't have, like, a luck up 2, instead you have this luck 2, is that luck isn't really a stat in this game, unlike, like, speed up 1 and agility up 1 as well. In which luck 2 is basically slightly increases critical hit rate and chance of an opportunity turn. Which, when it comes to the opportunity turns, as much as we didn't got to the opportunity turns yet, and we'll get to later, they're basically the replacements of the combo ability of the first game into this game, which is very, very important. And the critical hit rate is also nice, as you can see there. But I'm going to go with power up 1, because, yeah, it kind of makes sense there. Because in this mission, we're dealing with, like, level 2 and level 3 wolves and balconies right there. Listen, Ultimate Clayton, always obey the law when you can. But know that all is not lost when you can't. The penalties for breaking the law are not so severe. And basically what he's saying there is that when it comes to, like, if you actually do break a law, there's this one difference in this game from the first game that is basically the main reason why I think the judge is the nicest character, the awesomest character in this game, whereas in the first game he is a total douchebag, is that in this game you actually don't go to jail if you actually break a law. There's no yellow nor red card in this game, and because of that you actually cannot go to jail in this game. And because of that, it, like, if I personally break the law as Ultimate Clayton Clemens, then unlike the first game where you actually do get a red card as, like, the leader of the clan and actually get an instant game over, going to jail, unlike that, you don't, all that doesn't happen in the second game. It's basically fair, free ball, and you don't go to jail. So you pretty much don't, like, get an instant game over in this game if you yourself goes to jail. Because there is no jail. It's just straight up penalty, though. You will merely lose your clan privilege, and fallen comrades will remain so until the battle ends. So basically what he's saying there is that the judge will abandon you if you break the law during battle and the effect of your clan privileges. And because of that, furthermore, KO'd units may not be revived with Phoenix Down or Rise. So if you actually do break the law and actually got this one dead guy lying around, you cannot bring him back. So that's another thing you need to note about. So, in, like, dire situations where you actually do have the ability of Rise, which I think I also explained with the White Mage's job info, then, yeah, once you have Rise, it's important to not break the law once you get that ability, because it will be mega helpful when it comes to the rest of the missions in this game, where you're just somewhat under-leveled. The judge will return when the engagement is over. If you should break the law, simply keep fighting and hope for the best. So, and what it's saying right there is that there will be times in, like, hardcore missions, especially on hard mode in this game, where you must break the law if you want to literally survive a mission, is what I'm saying. Especially in hard mode, where you're, like, battling against higher leveled opponents and foes, as you may see. So, yeah, that's how it goes. I'm basically gonna go over here, actually. I'm gonna move my thief right there. But, yeah, that's how the laws in this game work compared to the first game, that they are a whole... Like, the law breaking in this game is more... Well, pretty much the laws in general in this game are more forgiving than in the first game, where it's just straight up balls, is what I can say. Because pretty much the law system in the first game was a BR, just to point it out shortly. Like, it's not fair, whereas in this game it is. Anyways, I'm gonna use my archer to literally, you know, target that dude. And I'm gonna move my white mage back, because she is very important for our healing. And once again, Sid is in this mission, and he is a guest, so that means I can't do anything with him. He's just controlled by the AI. And what the AI commands him to do is to body slam the hell out of that wolf to do some serious damage. But for a change of busting out some serious damage with body slam, it does recoil damage right back at you. So that's something to point out there. And there's an actual ability that you can use since he is in the warrior class. And can I finish off this dude with my own attack? No, I can't. Okay, let me just see. Now I'm gonna just finish off this duel with everybody's attack, because my black mage is up next, as you can see by the turn around on the top of the screen. So, yeah, I'm just gonna move over here. And then I am going to... And note that for this being the Forbidden Law of Fire, we pretty much have fire right here, but we cannot use it, so I'm just gonna actually just bust out Blizzard. So you don't break the law. I got KO. Gallant Lad. Okay, now what the balcony is going to do is that he is going to use Goblin Attack, so even though my Moogle got some armor on him, my Thief got some armor on him, it won't matter, because it'll just the defense will be ignored. Now also, once again, I also explained this, I think already, but once again, you're going to even, like, see, like pretty much when it comes to the enemy, if you actually check the top screen, you see what that enemy is weak or immune to absorb or can take half damage to, or pretty much have a weakness or resistance to. In this real example here of the wolf, it is weak to water, so if you actually have some, like, do an attack that is like water-based, then it will take extra damage. Meanwhile, it is resistant to earth, so if you actually, like, do an earth-based attack, or an attack that does earth damage, then it will pretty much do half the damage it should have done to pretty much this wolf right here that is basically resistant to it with half damage. Whereas immune, if you actually do an attack of an element that is on the immune slot on the pretty much on what the wolf has, then it'll do no damage at all, whereas Absorb is basically a bit self-explanatory of the element that you of the element of attack that you do, which is the same as the element attack on the section of Absorb. He'll pretty much heal HP off of what damage you would have done to it if it pretty much didn't have it as on that Absorb slot. So it'll pretty much heal HP instead. So that's how the weakness or resistance of an enemy goes. It's very important to scale that out, because you will pretty much must abuse the little tricks behind it, just in order to make easy battles for you. Just the same. Anyways, I'll get behind attack on him, which is very important also, because the amount of damage you actually do, plus the percentage, depends on how much damage you... Pretty much depends on how you're facing the enemy, if you're behind the enemy. Which I'll get into more explanation probably right now, but first... Well, later, but first I need to heal up my Thief so it don't die with my White Mage, and you're gonna see Cure right here. That's how it goes. Now, basically, what I can get to... Okay, now right here. Now, if you actually attack, like, the balcony, like, facing against him, with even an archer, no doubt, it'll only do 8 damage. Right here. But if you actually face him at the side dead attack, then not only it might have a better percentage chance, but it'll also do more damage, and might even increase the chance of critting it. So that's pretty much how the facing of the enemy does more damage, or even like decrease the amount of damage if you're facing if you're facing the enemy. Jeez, I'm kind of holding my breath here because I'm talking too much. Jeez. But yeah, that's how it goes and stuff. Jeez. Anyways, Sid is not gonna do anything. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go to the enemy and just gonna side attack him. Okay, good. Anyways, I'm gonna move thy Black Mage over here. And can I actually get a double attack on them without using fire? Gosh. Yes, I can, but it's an exchange of me actually taking the damage myself, which you can actually also do with your magic, just like in the first game. Yeah, it's a very risky move, but at the same time, it can be helpful to knock down 2 birds with 1 stone, like this right here. So we're just gonna do that instead. Okay, and because of that, and that we're attacking them from the sides, they take more damage. And this dude is about to die. However, he can totally aim at my white mage, so that can be problematic. But yeah, we're gonna kill him next turn. Or I think this dude next turn. No, we can't. Wait, can we if we attack him from behind? Okay, now this is a better explanation. Another example is that you can actually attack him, facing him, which only does 18 damage. If you do it to the side, it does 27. And if you do behind him, directly behind him, it does a whopping 36 points to him, which is basically nearly killing him. Another example is your abilities as well, is that if you steal Gil while facing him, it'll only do 50%. Whereas to the side, if this can work, oh, it only does 50%. Well, what about behind, actually? Or is it, like, literally just straight up 50%? Really? Oh, wow, it really doesn't matter the facing, so who cares? Anyways, I'll just attack him on the behind, hoping to crit him. And no, it's not critting, so he basically still lives, unfortunately. I should have pretty much used Die Thief's turn in order to kill that balcony, but I just took the risk of it. But fortunately, with how much HP that dude has, I can finish him off with my white mage's attack. Right here. 28 damage with her white staff. Awesome. How do you feel getting destroyed by a white mage? And we got the pointed horn. The pointed horn, that's not a sexual name for an item at all. And I kind of like the AI of Sid is just saying, kill that freaking beast! Do a body slam instead of a normal attack! So yeah, that's what it's saying. Anyways, we got the tiny mushrooms for killing them, and that's the end of the mission. We totally got this, because we killed all the foes, homie. That's the last we will see of those mangy mutts. The mangy mutts. Complete. And everybody leveled up except for Hero and Aaron, because of our experience. And because we didn't break the law, we got the law bonuses, which we actually get extra items of that law bonuses, aka the Metal Knuckles, which is actually a new item, and it's a good item for our warrior, I think. And the Silken Robe. The Chocobos are so happy again. So happy. Today is a good day to be a Chocobo, especially in Chocobo Tales. And a good day to quest. All we need to do now is collect our pay. So I think you understand well enough what it is we do. You might keep an eye out for quests that promise to lead you toward home. Home? Right. It's all tied up in that book with the blank pages. Figure that book out and I'll find my way back. The magic book, yes. I just wish I'd been paying more attention to the thing. I remember it was old, real old. The cover was all faded. I didn't even see what it was called. The question is, who wrote it? There, and for what question? And for what reason? 3 questions, actually. Ha! Whatever. Don't tell me you carry a journal around, Ultimate Clayton. Huh? A journal? Hey, it is a journal. I assume it was some kind of belt or tool pouch. You mean that's not yours? Do I look like the type to keep a journal to you, even though I actually did make a journal, like, last summer? Like, it was actually the summer journal on, like, Facebook and stuff. On my personal Facebook, I meant. But never mind. You do not. And we check inside on the top screen and... ... question mark? What is it? Hasn't it been written in? Nope. Oh, well, really? Look at this, Sid. This journal talks about me in the library, and coming to Iblis and getting rescued. Everything I've done is in here. Ah, so you do keep a journal! And holy shoot is glowing. As the top screen flashes, I think it keeps itself. Look, words are appearing in it right now. Word? Matt is glowing. Ah, it's recording the fight with the wolves just now. And that pig! Whoa. With my animation of making words coming. A magic journal? Yet another surprise. You're full of them, aren't you? You think this magic journal got something to do with that book? Possibly no, it's certain you found out your first clue. That wasn't so hard. So, who would know something about a magic journal? Maybe a wizard? What if I can find a quest that take me to one? That's it! Sid, let's get back to town and check out the list at the pub. Next time, America. Because that is the mission of that episode, and after pretty much completing this quest, we get the award of 1,050 kills, some snakeskin, tiny mushrooms, fresh water, and the ability points, which is enough ability points to make new abilities masters, in which, well, you pretty much also get the hint that you actually master ability also in the first game, so I don't think if this is actually new in this second game, that you will get a hint for that. So yeah, we actually got some new abilities mastered, and we pretty much got some new quests and all that jazz, but we're gonna do that all tomorrow, or next time. For this being my first episode, so if you like this first episode of this new LP of Final Fantasy Titan Advance 2, subscribe to my channel, big button, like this video, watch my other videos if you can, if you'd like to do it, check out my other videos. Well, like my other videos. And pretty much for this being the first episode, don't check out the other parts, because this is only the only part we have. But for this being the first episode of a new LP, aka Final Fantasy Titan Advance 2, let me know in the comments how you think of the game. Do you think it totally rocks and kicks so much A for being that long and you want me to LP it all? Or if you think it really is, boo, this game sucks, play the next song. Okay, fine, sorry, I was referencing Eminem from Calm Down. But yeah, if you pretty much think it that way, actually, I will pretty much LP another game other than this. Just like skip on this game and just LP another one. But you should never feel that, because for this being a really long game of 400 quests, spoilers, it is a kick-A game. Like, for it being a massively long DS game, pretty much the longest DS game to end, it really makes its time worth it being the longest game to end. Or to even 100% really, is what I'm getting at. Because it's just so much in this game, so much context, so much stuff that are worth your while to literally read and pretty much rock with. It's all around fun. And especially when you play hard mode, which actually makes it a challenge. It pretty much makes its time for being that much long of a game into being so much fun, is what I'm getting at. Or funny. But yes, people, that is all. This has been Ultimate Clayton. This has been the first episode of my awesome new LP of Final Fantasy Titan Advance 2. And I'll see you guys later! And hopefully you're having a fantastic day after knowing that I'm gonna LP this. Oh. Clap bombers, baby! Peace out, y'all. Yeah! Awesome! In the house, yo! Cause Supercool is back!